Public Affairs programming on WQPT is brought to you by the Singh Group at Merrill Lynch, serving the wealth management needs of clients in the region for over 25 years.
Getting the help veterans need as some relive the Vietnam War. And going back in time, back to a time for knights and maidens, how they'll be back in style for a weekend in the cities. When's the last time you saw some good jousting? How the time of the Renaissance will make its return to the cities, but first, reliving another part of history. Some eras are far more painful to experience again. That may be the case for veterans and others who are watching the Ken Burns documentary series on the Vietnam War. The war is a wound that still has not healed, and this series of deeply emotional stories may be difficult, not only for Vietnam-era veterans, but for people who served in any conflict before or since. Joining us is Plachette Butler. She is the director of the Veterans Administration Quad Cities Vet Center. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You have made a point, along with WQPT, to have some of these viewing parties. Party may not be the best word, but that's what they're usually called, where people are allowed to assemble to watch the Ken Burns documentary at, right now, Western Illinois University. What have you noticed from the veterans that you've seen, that you've witnessed, who have actually relived this in a very emotionally powerful documentary?
Right. Some of them that have participated in the program have a few mixed emotions, to be quite frank. Most of them are eager to watch the program, to learn new information, to get a sense of and make sense of their experience. So we've seen individuals actually coming together, supporting one another. Some don't want to watch the program alone, so we've seen them come into the Western community area and actually view it together as a group. Some have chosen to watch the film by themselves at home in the privacy of their homes, but for the most part, I think most people are supportive of the program and are interested in watching it.
You would like to see them talk it out, though, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And if not with a professional, definitely with a family member?
Sure, sure. There are lots of questions that family members obviously would have living through that time period. Some brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles, cousins. You know, Vietnam affected all of our families. You know, most people were sitting at home when the war was going on and watching it on television. So the family members that are still around, you know, may not have shared that experience with their veteran, or the veteran may not have shared their experience with the family members. So I think this film opens up a dialogue for that. It
almost seems like the Vietnam veteran was kind of the transition veteran, because you think of World War II and Korean veterans coming home, they didn't discuss it, they wouldn't discuss it. And now you have Afghanistan and Iraq and anybody else who have been involved in any conflicts, and it's really pushed that if they can, they should share. Vietnam veteran was kind of caught in the middle, right?
I would say so, and we've also had other conflicts, you know, since Vietnam.
Absolutely.
But definitely the Vietnam veterans were probably the most vocal, most outspoken group. So they have bridged the gap for not only World War II and Korean veterans, but also pulled up the ladder for, you know, pulled up support for the Afghan and Iraq veterans and the Gulf War veterans as well.
The VA, as well as so many other organizations that are involved with veterans, particularly Vietnam veterans, really deal with PTSD for so much, the post-traumatic stress syndrome. Does a documentary like the Vietnam War perhaps trigger some of those problems with PTSD that you've seen all too commonly in veterans?
It certainly can bring up a lot of emotions, as I said earlier. It can trigger some of the symptoms like anger for some of the political things that went on during that day. It can certainly trigger sleeplessness, just overall frustration and just anxiety. After all, post-traumatic stress disorder is an anxiety disorder. And certainly some people that are watching the film may be triggered by some of the things that they see and hear. But the good thing about that is that they can always reach for the remote and turn it off if they want to.
Absolutely.
If it's too powerful for them to watch at the time, or they can certainly tape it. Many of them are doing that and come back to it later and watch it.
Take it in snippets as opposed to the entire thing at one time, which really is a good idea if it's that powerful for you.
Exactly.
You, of course, are the head of the Veterans Administration's Vet Center in East Moline for the Quad Cities, and you're offering a number of services, as well as next week you're having an effort, a reach out for people to come to your center to watch the documentary and discuss it.
Yeah, from on the 3rd of October, from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, we're going to have individuals come in that have perhaps seen the film from their participation at WQPT at Western. They're going to actually come back in and do some discussing about the film and what they watched. And certainly anyone is welcome to come to the office. Our policy is that we don't have a wait list. Anybody can walk in, whether they have an appointment or not. So if they want to drop by the center and kind of check us out beforehand, they're most welcome to do that. We have non-traditional hours, but our primary hours are from 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, so anyone can come during that time, or if they would like to see a counselor after, say, a work hour, they can come in after 5 if they would like to talk to someone. So,
well, as you well know, the Veterans Administration can be a lightning rod. It's maligned sometimes for the services that it provides and the delays, but I think also it's a misunderstood agency, is it not? I mean, you have programs that you have available to veterans, and you really want them. You're really reaching out to make sure that they make the most of it. What are some of the programs in particular that you think perhaps people aren't taking the greatest advantage of?
Well, we actually offer counseling at our center, so we provide individual, family, and group counseling. We do bereavement services for those that have lost a loved one on active duty. We also provide military sexual trauma counseling as well for those that have had that experience. We do have, like I said, non-traditional hours, so that allows a person to be able to come in, during a time where they feel is best. Some of the other therapeutic programs that we've offered in the past are some different experiences, because everybody doesn't take to the traditional counseling process. So we've done some alternative things to try to get people involved. And after military life, people often have that tendency to isolate.
Very much so.
They have a structure that they go by as far as the military is concerned. And so when that structure is taken away, oftentimes they have that tendency to isolate. So we're trying to bring people together. So we've offered programs like partnered with Hot Glass with Joel Reiser and Logan Reiser over in Davenport.
And that's a great program because Joel, being an artist who is actively involved in blown glass and other creative outlets, and you said that veterans had been part of that as part of an 8-month program, almost to get their creative side on fire as well.
It was great.
What was the impact that you saw from something like that?
They worked together as a team. We usually had anywhere from 4 to 6 individuals. They get to work together as a team again. They get to do something a little bit dangerous but exciting at the same time, make beautiful pieces. We actually had an art show with Quad City Arts back in the earlier part of the summer that was just wonderful, and we're working with Joel to have pieces on display at the Current. So if an individual has a room at the Current hotel, they can actually view some of their artwork. And it gives a little scenario or synopsis about who they are and their process in the military and everything. So that's been a great program. We've also partnered with the Morrow Academy and doing Tai Chi classes. In the future, we'll have partnerships with different organizations. Downrange Excursions is another program that we've worked with in the past, and they're just kind of getting started. They're a veterans group. More or less, veterans are running the program. It's 501(c)(3). They're taking veterans on hikes, trying to get away from some of the traditional services that we've offered in the past, and Kevin Flack is the main supporter for that program, and he's got other veterans working with him, and I think it's an excellent program.
And if you want to learn anything more about that, just Google Veterans Administration Quad City Vet Center, anything like that. They're going to find a way to contact you guys.
Right, and actually if you go to just Google Vet Center, we have 300 vet centers across the country. Most of them are in major cities near a veteran's home. Our services are free. They don't cost anything. A person can just bring their discharge paper in, and if they can't find it, don't know where they put it, they can we can order one from them, and that's part of the services that we offer.
As well as getting people educated once again. I mean, you've got scholarships that are available. Western Illinois University is a very much vet-friendly school. I mean, there's a lot of things that are available, and I think, like you had said, that sometimes veterans internalize to a great extent, but when they feel ready to reach out, there is a safety net. Yes. There are services that are available. Yes.
And most of the individuals that work for our organization are veterans themselves. I myself am a military brat. I was raised in that environment, so this is a way that myself personally I can give back to the veteran community. But again, most of our veterans come to our center sometimes just for the camaraderie.
Well, and we've talked about two other major issues that have affected veterans, particularly Vietnam veterans for a period of time, is the homelessness and the mental health issue, which sometimes is very much hand in hand. What is the VA in the Quad Cities actually doing in order to mitigate that problem?
We've started a stand down back in 2000. Right. I was one of the founding members along with Marla Brundies, who actually brought the stand down to our community. We saw a need for it back then. Mike Malmstrom has headed that program for years now and has done an excellent job in partnering with the VA to bring services to homeless veterans in our area. And I think we've seen our homeless veteran program actually come out of that. It's an organization over in Davenport called CRRC, and it's a resource center for veterans as well. And they also work with a substance abuse program called IOP. So those kind of programs more or less came out of our stand down, but we just finished our 17th year of the program. Numbers have, I think, consistently gone down, so I believe that, that means that we're doing our work around the Quad Cities.
Yeah, not a sign that you're not needed, but hopefully a sign that you're needed a little bit less, which is always good.
That's always what we want.
Plachette Butler from the Veterans Vet Center, Veterans Administration Vet Center in East Moline, the Quad Cities. Yes. Once again, if you want any help, it's so easy to get. Just Google Vet Center, and don't forget, if you're watching the Vietnam War documentary, the Vet Center will also have a chance for you to share some of your experiences next week. Check the Vet Center in East Moline for details on that. In a moment, bringing back the Renaissance. But before you head out for your next chalice of mead, let's find out some of the end of September events that may also interest you if you're like Laura Adams and you're heading out and about.
This is Out and About for September 25th through October 2nd. Hi, I'm Laura Adams. The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's takes place September 30th at Lake Story Picnic Shelter in Galesburg, or participate in the 46th Annual Quad Cities Crop Hunger Walk at Modern Woodman Park on October 1st. Scott Community College is holding a Focus on Fall Gardening Conference September 30th, or learn how to winterize your lawn at the Davenport Library on Fairmont September 28th at 6:30. Quad City Food Forest is holding an appreciation party and taping a music video beginning at 11 a.m., and Rockridge is holding a family fun color run at Loud Thunder Forest Preserve in Illinois City on October 1st. Walnut Grove Pioneer Village is holding a Harvest Moon Song and Dance Fest October 1st, and Linowick Forest Preserve in Hampton is the site for a teepee gathering on September 29th. Experience elements of the Great Plains Native American culture. Join the Lederhosen 5K at Schwiebert Riverfront Park on September 30th, while Aledo is holding their Oktoberfest at the Central Park Bandshell on the 30th. The Speakeasy in downtown Rock Island hosts its 3rd annual Laugh Hard Challenge during September, and come one, come all to the German American Heritage Center and explore the man behind the illusion, Houdini. Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse is turning up the heat with its final show of the 40th season, Broadway's sizzling Johnny Cash Salute Ring of Fire, running through November 4th. For more information, visit WQPT.org.
Thank you, Laura. In a moment, bringing back the Renaissance Fair to the cities. But first, time to turn the spotlight on another local musician hitting the stage at the River Music Experience in downtown Davenport. Maureen Carter knows a thing or two about the RME. She was the group's marketing director, but she's also a musician and a member of the band Busted Chandeliers. Tonight, she's performing her song, I Don't Love You.
The night fades the dark as my heart grows apart. The sunlight dims. I hope something new begins. Oh, we gave it a good try. Now it's time to say goodbye, 'cause baby, I don't love you like I should. Baby, I don't love you like I should, no. Don't look at me with those weeping eyes. Can't say I be telling you lies. Our love was warm through the deep. It's time for you to take a leap. Oh, just turn in your keys. I think it's time for you to leave, 'cause, baby, I don't love you like I should. 'Cause, baby, I don't love you like I should, no, no. I said, babe, you know this just ain't the right time. No, no, you're begging me. Oh, babe, please don't go. No, no, just remember there was a time that I loved you so. I loved you so. The night fades the dark as my heart grows apart. The sunlight dims. I hope something new begins. I'm sorry I dragged you here. I mean to hurt you, dear, 'cause, baby, I don't love you like I should. 'Cause, baby, I don't love you like I should. No, no, I don't love you, oh, like I should. I don't love you like I should. No, 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 I don't love you, oh, like I should. 'Cause, baby, I don't love you like I should. 'Cause, baby, I don't love you like I should.
Maureen Carter and I Don't Love You. Time now to talk about an upcoming event that takes you back in time, way back in time. It's the era of jousting, fair maidens, brave knights, and the occasional jester or two. The time of the Renaissance returns next weekend with 2 days of events at the Greater Quad Cities Renaissance Fair. And joining us is Gregory Schmidt from the Festivals International, organizer of the fair that's held at Illinowick Forest Preserve coming up October 7th and 8th. New location, you've really brought it back, and you're hoping that this is not only bigger and better than ever, but perhaps a tradition that we see every year?
Not only a tradition every year, we want to go spring and fall.
I see.
And the trick here will be that we will probably keep the spring event at Illinowick. I mean, we want to, but we'll take the fall version over to Credit Island Park. So they look distinctly different, feel different, because both venues offered us, an opportunity to perform there. We didn't know which one to choose, and because of the spring waters and flooding, we figured we'll wait till the fall for Credit Island Park, which would be 2018. And we hope to be back in the spring right here at Illinois and Hampton, Illinois.
Yeah, why choose? Do both.
We'll do both. All right.
Why is it important to bring back the Renaissance? You obviously love that period of time.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah, I don't know what gave it away.
Yeah, it's been our bread and butter. The company Festivals International produces a variety of festivals and acts that perform in these kinds of festivals all over the country. The reason being, we started, I don't know, a dozen years ago with Four Kingdoms Renaissance Fest, which I co-produced and owned. It didn't go very well, so I thought, are we in the wrong metro area? Because you really need to be near a lot of people to get a good attendance at a festival. So we kind of put it on hiatus for a few years. We attempted to bring back the Quad Cities Renaissance Fair because it was more than just Four Kingdoms, it's the whole metro. And the reason we're coming back is, as I drove back and forth through this area of the country in my goings around, I realized that there needs to be a renaissance, a business, commerce, cultural, music. I mean, you've got it. The Quad Cities is really happening now, competing with what Des Moines has to offer. It's certainly competing with Cedar Rapids and Iowa City have to offer. This is the place to celebrate the Renaissance, the comeback of the Quad Cities. And so we want to be here with all this growth and all this upbeat, what's happening, because it's happening here.
What is it about this period of time that you fell in love with? The Fair Maidens?
That's a good start.
That is a good start, isn't it?
We all have theater backgrounds. So thus Shakespeare and comedy theater and levity and we're in the edutainment business because I run a documentary film company that does educational documentaries. So I wanted to connect, entertainment with education. Thus, we're in the edutainment business. But I think it's because the general public can relate so much to folk tales, fairy tales. We were all raised on, Disney movies, TV shows, fairy tale books, and we can relate to Robin Hood. And some of that stuff is just fiction and fantasy, but we connect to it. So it's easy. It's not easy. It's comfortable for us to present that to the public and invite them back into their, their youth, their fantasy, interests. And we have fairies now. We have pirates now. We're inviting the steampunk people. So we try. About a third of it is hardcore historical reenacting, and we have 2 historical reenacting outdoor museums that set up, and people can come right into their villages and see how it was done authentically.
Well, let's be honest, a Renaissance fair seems to have 2 major elements. You can either come and be a participant in the costuming or anything else, or you can have a great time as an observer and a spectator. I mean, you can really, like you said, get actively involved in it, or you can be on the sidelines and just enjoy it.
True. I personally like to go to other people's Renaissance productions and just, I won't get in costume. I'm just going to dress down and just walk about and watch the acts and interact with the merchants and feel like Joe Public and have a good time.
And we were talking about the fact that it is everything from jousting. You do have athletic events, all the way to a lot of crafts and marketplace experiences for people.
Most of our crafters actually do a demonstration, and that's aside from the people who are there just to be doing demonstrations of wood carving, glass work, fiber spinning, and then we have a Viking village. And then the Shire of Dark River, which is the local, Moline-based SCA group, Society for Creative Anachronisms.
I love that name, just to let you know. I think that's great.
You just want to pronounce it.
I do.
Or they get on you because they take it pretty seriously, which is good for us.
Understandably.
We want authentic presentations along with the fun and frivolity and fantasy we do. We do. You're going to see some fake fairy queens there. And we have a woman who plays the Four-King Queen, and her lawn is just an area for children to just go nuts with soft tip arrows and little throwing games, and she's knighting them and giving them charter sign-ups to join the crew, and we have like 8 different locations like that of activities. We have archery, serious archery for adults, but then children can shoot, kiddie archery.
And I thought that that was one of the key things, is that you really want this to be a family event.
True, true. We took the, as a Christian production company, we took the R-rated material out of the Renaissance Fair, although the people who are looking for it can probably find some of that. So, I mean, after all, there is a beer garden, and there are going to be some, you know, maybe some PG-13 humor on some of the stages. But yeah, we entered the business when the huge Renaissance fairs that had been here to date, maybe 40 years by now, we're still out there practicing some what you might call lewd entertainment. And we thought, well, if we're going to be in the business, you know, we want people to bring their kids in strollers and families and the wee ones. So we cleaned it up a little bit.
Because you don't want to exclude anyone, because you're a business as well.
Exactly.
So what do you hope that these 2 days, what do you want people to come away with? First off, you love the location, right? Allinawick Forest Preserve is a perfect place to bring the nature together, as well as to have the necessary parking and necessary ability for people to get around.
Yeah, it's going to be easy breezy, and the backdrop is the Mississippi River. A lot of greenery, it's a green space, just enough trees, a beautiful old Viking feasting hall shelter house that will be the centerpiece. The jousting arena, and this jousting troupe is the premier jousting troupe of the Upper Midwest. They not only do real, you know, Lance Pass jousting on the tilt field, but they throw in comedy and fire effects and stunts, and it's just amazing.
It's a show. It's a full show.
Yeah.
Gregory Schmidt from the Quad Cities Renaissance Fair, coming back to a park near us, Allinawick Park. And once again, the Greater Quad City Renaissance Fair will be Saturday and Sunday, October 7th and 8th, at Allinawick Forest Preserve in Hampton. Now, tickets are $10 for adults. A 2-day pass costs $15. Kids 5 to 15, $5, and younger kids get in for free. WQPT is doing its part to support the military men and women in the cities who are serving our nation. We call it Embracing the Military. WQPT wants to better serve veterans, active military men and women, and their families who call the cities their home. So please use our website, WQPT.org, as a resource for you and your family. We have a number of special links and useful information at your fingertips when you're ready to use it. Head to WQPT.org, click on the Embracing the Military icon to learn more. On the air, on the radio, on the web, and on your mobile device. Thanks for taking some time to join us as we talk about the issues on the cities.
Public Affairs programming on WQPT is brought to you by the Sing Group at Merrill Lynch, serving the wealth management needs of clients in the region for over 25 years.